Good morning and welcome to the Sensory Garden here in the Michael Davitt Museum in Spragg, County Mayo. And I'd like to talk to you about a strand of Irish heritage and culture you're all familiar with. And that would be our fascination with, some may say obsession, with the weather. And this is our Stevenson Screen. It's our latest project here at the museum. Invented in the 1860s by a man called Thomas Stevenson, who incidentally was the father of Robert Louis Stevenson, the famous Scottish author. You might remember his books Treasure Island or Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. But this is a weather station. And a local man, Martin Sweeney, he put this in his garden over 50 years ago and started to collect weather data for the Spragg area every day. Details of the weather conditions in his back garden, and he sent that information off to Met Éireann. Even when they didn't need that information anymore because they have satellites and of course they have automatic weather data systems. Martin continued. He's now sadly passed away, but with the blessing of his family, the museum staff are now continuing that local tradition and that long-standing tradition of collecting the weather using this. So inside the screen itself we have a number of thermometers. One of them collects the minimum temperature over the previous 24 hours, the lowest temperature. The one above collects the maximum temperature, the highest temperature over the last 24 hours. And we collect, of course, the current temperature and the current humidity level. And I can tell you right here today in Spragg, 12th of August, it's 16.4 degrees temperature with a humidity rating of 87.6. So once we've taken these measurements, particularly the minimum and the maximum reading, we have to reset these thermometers. Mercury and alcohol thermometers, so we'll just upend this one until the mercury goes down to the bottom and then reset and wait for that mercury line to hit the alcohol, and that will give us a true reading for tomorrow. In the case of the maximum temperature, it's just a couple of quick shakes and that will reset again for tomorrow. So those are our measurements within the screen. We take two more. We also take another couple of readings. And the first one here would be the temperature at ground level. It's called the grass thermometer, which may be different, of course, to air temperature. So we need to take that measurement. And then we collect rain in what looks like a munition shell here. This is basically just a funnel leading into a plastic bottle. We collect the rain, obviously, in that bottle, and then we'll measure that into a calibrated measure to determine exactly how many millimeters of rain have fallen in the last 24. So here's our calibrated measure for rainfall. Let's take a reading. Oh, quite a lot. So that's 10 millimeters already, and we haven't finished, so I'll need to pour that, but I remember 10. And we'll go again. So there's another 10, that's 20 millimeters and still going. .2 millimeters of rain fell in Spragg in the last 24 hours. 21.2 millimeters, that's about an inch of rain. We'll just put this back in now, ready for tomorrow. So there we go, another successful reading taken. And here's a question for Heritage Week. We measure rainfall in millimetres or inches, and that's a unit of length. Why do we not measure rainfall in a unit of volume, like millilitres or litres? Think about it. Thanks for coming.